Masters and treasure hunters, welcome to the May 9th terrific Thursday edition of today's Closing Bell on the Tom O'Brien Show. I'm your guest host, Steve Rhodes, filling in for Tom while he is traveling today. If you're not familiar with me, I kick things off for TFNN each day, 9 a.m. with my opening bell call on the Trader's Edge, and that's followed up with the Money Masters Show from 10 to 11. I'm author of Mastering Probability, a newsletter service for investing and trading. I send it out by about 8 a.m. each day. It covers the equity, the futures, the Forex, the commodity, the worldwide markets, the whole kit and caboodle. Enough about me, folks. This show is about you, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. So let's go look at one of my favorite tools. One of my favorite tools on the Tom O'Brien Show. It's called Become an Ant. Ants live by a four-part belief system, a success philosophy that each of us need to live by. Belief number one, ants never quit. If an ant is headed somewhere and you try to stop it, it'll find another way. They'll climb over, they'll climb under, they'll climb around. They keep looking for another way. Folks, never quit looking for another way to get to where it is you're supposed to go. Belief number two, ants think winter all summer long. Now, this is really an important perspective because summer does not last forever. Of course, if you live down in Florida, sometimes it seems like summer lasts forever. But ants, what ants do is they gather their winter food in the middle of summer. Belief number three out here, ants think summer all winter long. This is even more important because during the winter months, the ants remind themselves that winter won't last long. It won't last forever, and soon they'll be out of there. In fact, on the first warm day, the ants, they move out, and if it gets cold, they just simply dive back down. Belief number four, how much will an ant gather during the summer to prepare for winter? That's right, all they possibly can. Folks, this is the way to live. Never give up. Always look ahead, focus on what you want, stay positive, and most importantly, do all you can do. Let's go check out the markets and see what they've done out here. We had the Dow finish down 22 points out at 15,082. S&P 500 off 6 points, trading at, so closing at 1626. The composite finishing down 4 points at 3409. Russell 2000 down 4 points as well, closing at 966.26. Popping in the market, leading to the upside dollar-wise was Intuitive Surgical up $16. Green Mountain Coffee right behind them. They came in at $16.56. You got Precision Cast Parts up $14.66 today. Tesla Motor up 24%, up $13 and change. Middle B Corp up $5. C-Trip Communications up 25%, up $6. To the downside, leading things to the downside, Priceline.com. But they are out with numbers, I believe. Let's go check in and see what they actually reported out here, see if I can see the numbers. I don't see the numbers, but in the aftermarket here, they are trading out right now at 714. Let me actually put their chart up on the screen here. PCLN is the ticker symbol. PCLN. Let's go see what they closed at 737, and they are trading down at 714 right now. Maybe during the show here it'll pop up and show me exactly what the numbers are, but they are trading down. Now, it was quite a wild ride in the markets, and it was all really started by the Queen, by the euro out here. And when we take a look at it, it was right at about the time frame of 2:30. At 2:30, our markets were up, and the euro started cratering. Now, if you're watching this on Tiger TV, you'll see I've got a Gartley sell pattern that formed out here at about 11:30 yesterday morning. And that's a Gartley sell pattern. It was confirmed by 12 noon. By about 1 o'clock, really, is when it was confirmed. Now, the normal move on a Gartley sell pattern is going to be a retracement of your A to B equals CD leg. That would be the low that came in here right at the time frame of 9 a.m. on May the 3rd. That price level was 1.3034. Made a high coming into that time frame yesterday at 11:30. That was a 0.786 retracement of the swing point high that was out there at 9 o'clock in the morning on May 1st, down to that low that came in at 9 o'clock in the morning on May the 3rd. So it makes that 0.786. It makes a to B equals CD pattern. A normal move is to the 618 or 786 level. Well, I tell you what, it took out that .786 level like it was slicing through butter. Now, the actual ultimate pattern of any Gartley is that it actually turns into a new A to B equals CD down. And that's what it looks like we've got. I don't know what was behind the move. Doesn't really matter. All you have to do is really just pay attention to the charts here. Looks like the euro, the queen, wants to head, at least during the overnight hours, down to about 1.2986. When it gets down there, it'll be back down into the lows that came in at about 4:30 in the morning on April 24th. But for a while there was a little bit of a disconnect between our market and the euro out there. Now, let's go take a look at our markets here. Let's start off by taking a look at the S&P 500. What did it do? It had a chance today to actually have a key reversal session. What's a key reversal session? Well, that would be where today you would take a look at yesterday's high. That was 1635.01. Today we got up to yesterday was 1632.78. Today we get up above that at 1635.01. Yesterday's low, 1632.78. What we got to today was 1623. We didn't get down. 1622.70 was yesterday's low. Boy, if I'm confusing you, it looks like I'm confusing myself out here. 1622.70 was yesterday's low. We only got to 1623.09. That would have been a key reversal day, which is very important to pay attention to. As it was really just a sideways move out here inside the S&P 500. If you're watching us on Tiger TV, you're taking a look at a shorter-term rising price channel. You can see the S&P 500 is bumping its head up against it. It looks like what the S&P actually wants to do, and it closed at 1626. Looks like it wants to try to make its way all the way up to 1650 out there. What's that 1650? That is the top of its next primary trading range. Does it have to do it tomorrow? No. Monday? No. Just looks like that's where it's going to go until we see some type of other reversal signal in the market, and we did not get that today inside the S&P 500. Let's go take a look at the Dow, see what the Dow did. In the case of the Dow here, a sideways trading range, closing out at 15,082. If we take a look at what the Dow is doing, also traveling inside a rising price channel. The top of that channel here, now the Dow breaking through that 15,000 barrier. Its next primary trading range boundary line up at the top is 16,000. However, about halfway up around 15.5 would be an area where you would normally see some type of turn. So lack of any type of bearish candle out there, and the bears had the chance today from about that 2 o'clock on time frame, and they just simply weren't able to take control. So what does it look like in the Dow? Looks like the Dow probably wants to get up to about 15.5. This is the daily chart that we're taking a look at. If we go take a look at the composite. Now, what the composite did today, this is where we should have seen if there was going to be a reversal signal. This is where we should have seen it. What the composite was doing here, the composite formed and completed a 1.618 Gartley butterfly sell pattern. And that price projection was 34.29. What the composite actually got up to, actually I showed is 34.2884, and what we saw the composite actually get up to is 34.2854. 30 cents away. Folks, that is a completion of the pattern out here. Now, it can travel just a bit higher than that, and we're taking a look at the rising price channel inside the composite as well. It's above its next primary trading range boundary out here. Looks like it wants to at least run into the top of that rising price channel. Maybe that's around 34.40, 34.50 here. What we're looking for is synergy in the markets. The S&P is bumping its head against that rising price channel. The Dow's got a ways to go. The composite could go just a tad higher and still keep this 1.618 butterfly pattern in place out here. If we take a look at the daily chart inside the Russell 2000, it has a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern. The 1-to-1 on that takes you to about 975. What's up at 975? That's the top of its next primary trading range. Now, only a 0.382 retracement inside the Russell 2000 as it made a retracement for about 2 days. Big downdrafts, no question about it. But in the A to B equals CD patterns out here, this can go ahead and make a move all the way up to 986. And at 986, it ought to run into the rising price channel that it closed outside. Inside the New York Stock Exchange today here, it did, let's see, this may have had a key reversal day. Let's see if it got over yesterday's high. Yesterday's high, 94.6338. Today, 94.59. It did not. It was a bear sash candle, so we are seeing a little reversal signal after making a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD. We get back, we're going to go all the way out to British Columbia to our man Rick. We're going to talk about copper. 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. We can talk about your stock or anything else. We'll be right back.